Night.
Night. So.
Oh, oops.
Okay,
Hello.
alright.
Hey. No, but Discord has a thing where it lags when you leave the call sometimes. I just heard you say hey as I was leaving.
What are you gonna do now?
What you up to? I might show a little coding, just like a slight
Ooh,
amount.
okay. I'll just watch you.
Fucking no. Do you want food?
I ordered one thing if you want to like share with me or whatever.
I'm down to have a bite.
I'll
Chong
come
on
upstairs. Bye.
it. Okay. My text. My talk. My push to speak is a V. Just fucking held it down in the chat. Anyway. Gaming? I'm thinking about maybe doing some very boring code stream. Let's see if I can set that up in OBS studio mode. That's huge. Okay, let's just let me add Visual Studio. And let me play some more Nico Tantan music. Oh, this is a really good song. What would you like to see, chat? What are you looking to see? Gaming? Coding? Okay. I will explain some of this project, you guys. Let me just add a window capture of I think that'll do it, yeah. Okay, and then let me add I forget you have to speak into the mic. Hi, Lily. Oh, your food already got here. Your food already got here. Add existing video capture device. Boom. I do. I will get one. Oh yeah. Content. Hey, Lily.
I actually really like it.
Here, I'm gonna pull a you.
No, I don't want to. He's so sweet. I love him. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I think
I'm gonna you cold.
I'm just gonna show the current project.
The wall though? I mean, what? It's not a secret now, right?
It's not. Let's see it. Hey, how's it going? What'd you get? Oh, they still can't see shit. Okay. Full screen. Give me a second. Okay, I think that does it actually. Yeah. Okay. So, this is the current project. Let me go to actual form thing and pull it over here and close this window. Okay, so the idea is, man, I should get like Microsoft Paint. Paint. Wait. I fucked up. Fuck. God, I'm such a boomer. It's fine. Okay. It's fine. Studio mode. Oh my God. Nope. Nope. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So the idea we're trying to get. So I got this. This is like an eye tracker, right? So you guys have seen these. These are like eye trackers. Track your eye when you're looking at a screen. One sec. Let me change the song to make sure it's all DMC. Oh, fucking. That's why they pay you the big bucks. That's the streamer.
Were you listening to my song?
Yeah. Nice song. What is this? What is this?
Oh, there's scripting?
Science and technology.
Okay.
Oh, I can edit the title too. Holy shit. Code for next video code. Done. Got it. Okay. So the idea is I saw this like this video where someone trains an AI to find where's Waldo on a page, and it like I feel like like a human can do it better. I think a human can find it faster, and they just need some motivation. So we're gonna just give them incentive. We need to use the eye tracker to see how fast a human finds where's Waldo. So, and then if they don't, like fucking, I don't know, like electrocute them or something. Then, so I'm gonna show the eye tracker. Thank you. Okay, if I bring the eye tracker on, you can see where I'm looking on the screen. So I'm looking at like this dot here. It's a little off because calibration's off, but if I move it like a little bit, it gets in the general area, and you can adjust for precision after. So you see where I'm looking all over the screen, and let me quit Discord. Now, no, let me turn off gaze track. So the idea is we want to track someone's vision. That's their vision, right? Fucking wherever it is on the screen. Ooh, could be over there. Could be over here. And we need to track it and find a select point where Waldo is, like a predetermined point where Waldo is. So, like, that's what Waldo looks like, right? No, that looks like a burglar. A little poofy gray hat, glasses. No, that looks racist. Good enough. Yeah. So, thanks, Lily. Yeah. That's so fucking good. Give me a sec.
I think Michael's hungry. He's so cute.
Wait, is Will in the chat? Hey Will, how's it going, man? I don't think I told you about this project. Have you seen William Osmond? Yeah. I don't know if he's actually here, but So eye tracker, Will, gaze track, super nice little proprietary like device that these people have made, and they've only exposed the API to fucking C# .NET applications. Like, I mean, it's just .NET applications, but that's why I have to use C#. They've only made like a library for C# to engage with the eye tracker. So I would like much rather use Node.js, or actually I'd much rather use Python for this because it involves a lot of GUI stuff. But good news is your boy knows C# and WinForms. So boom, back to Visual Studio, and that's why we're here. So this is just like placeholder form. It gets populated when you turn it on. I can show it a little bit. Here, Lily. Actually, do you care about being on camera? So if you don't, all right. No, it's all good. I can show it. If you start up Visual Studio.
Whoa.
All right. So there's Waldo. Where's Waldo? Right? And oh yeah. True. Looks pretty sick to us.
It was really cool though.
Okay. This'll do it. Okay, that comes up. So random where's Waldo puzzle comes up. This is like where Waldo is, and the little label is just a placeholder for where my eyes are. So it's gonna keep moving around with the coordinates of the eyes. And when I go over where's Waldo, it's not really calibrated very well. So, but the little button will turn from true to false, and this is like a area of error. So the more you turn it up, the easier it is to see them. Anyway. We can go through the coding for it, which is the end to the cool part of the stream. That was probably the most interesting part we're gonna get. Okay. As well, actually, in the chat, I would like.
I don't know. Sometimes they say it, but they're not actually there.
I'd like to see what he was typing if he were.
Whoa, Jake for 10 gifted subs.
Thank you, Jake, for 10 gifted subs. That's epic. Okay, so going through the software for it, it's already kind of built out, so it's hard to know what's going on, but we can go from the beginning. WinForms just initializes a form. So we're in Visual Studio. It comes prepackaged with like a framework that lets you build GUI applications really easily. And I used to work in WinForms actually, which is kind of lucky, but it's sort of an outdated framework, but it is still not bad. Let me change the music really quick. Oh, there's no music playing, Wimo. Oh, fuck it. Lo-fi. The default. Yeah. Alright. What's some music for this? Boring. Alright. So, let's go from the top. Right here is kind of like the entrance for the software. There is like an actual main function over here, but all it does is set up the form to run. So imagine this class, like all of this text, right? All of this text represents this window, this box, right? So yeah, imagine that as a representation of the code. So all this code goes into that rectangle. We initialize all the components that are built on and maximize the window. Pretty straightforward. We should probably look at the like working principles of the game. So working principles go like this. We need to talk about how we get input from the eye tracker. So let's go down to where that happens. All right, perfect. So on form load, this function gets called. This is the function handler for when the form loads in. Kind of intuitive. So when this form comes on the screen, this bit of code runs, right? So what this bit of code is doing is saying it's taking the gaze point stream. So that's the info from the library that is from this eye tracker, right? And it's setting that to a variable, a local variable we have all the way up here. It's not the best way to do things, but It's not too bad. So eye location is now set to the gaze point in a nice little point object. And so that happens once. That's just pointing the stream of eyeball data to the gaze point, or to the eye location variable. Then the other important part is this loop timer, which runs every 5 milliseconds. And every 5 milliseconds, we run on loop event, which is down here. If anyone has questions, type it in the chat. I'm gonna try. Hey Lily, you have a question? You can go.
Can you give me moderator on Pranksters?
Huh?
Go to Better TV.
Nope.
Are you gonna want this? Can I download it?
Mhm. This doesn't seem like a question.
No, this is super important though.
What is it?
Fuck. Ah shit. Better TV.
Haha, emotes go brr. Haha.
You want these.
Oh, that's what
You want-
B2TV
you know
means.
these
Oh,
Monkas, right? You
I
wanna
love
have
Monkas.
Monkas? Yeah, okay, cool. You want Omega
I
Roll?
love Papagas.
Okay, I'm just gonna add. You want Poggers?
Yeah, you can just
Okay,
add
yeah.
like all of them. Are good.
Pepe hands? You want the Pepe hands?
Yeah, please give me the Pepe hands,
Okay.
please.
Pepega? You like Pepega?
Wait, how? What is this even doing?
This is so like it's an extension
Mm-hmm.
for Twitch. Almost everyone uses this. I think you want for your channel Peppo G.
Got
What
it.
the fuck is it? Do you see it?
Peppo
Peppo G. Oh, people happy too.
Ha.
Feels weird, man. I like that one.
Yeah.
You're gonna use
I'll use Coggers.
Easy. You can use Coggers.
Coggers go brr. Yeah.
Okay. Sure. TOS.
I don't think I'll need that one, but
Check
yeah.
W for sure.
Yeah, that one's kind of
What else
epic.
is there? Okay, we have this. No, just add that. Epic, please add that. 5-head, add that. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
This
This
will
seems
enhance
necessary.
your Twitch chat.
I don't know what you're doing
experience.
actually. Is this just replacing this little like text snippets with the emoji
So
with the animation?
everyone like has this.
Mm-hmm.
It's an extension. Like everyone uses
Yeah.
it.
So
It's just something every streamer just has.
does it turn the text snippets into
Yeah,
these?
into this, yeah.
I was wondering. I thought that was a Twitch thing.
No. I feel like they should.
Right?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Where can we search up? I don't know how to search up. Guys, where's Peppo G? Control F. P-E-P-O-G.
Pepog.
Where's Pepog? Okay, let me keep looking.
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta redo the page thing.
Okay. Where is it?
God, this is so hard.
Holy shit!
So
I
hard
can't
to see the
it.
highlight.
Peppo
It's
G.
usually near the top, right? Do you want to highlight?
Oh, wait, no, that's not it. Oh no, that is it. That is it. Go back there. Yes, we found it.
What the fuck is that?
It's Peppo G. It's like when your stream viewers are gonna take notes.
Haha, Peppo G.
No, it's fresh. It should work now.
Okay.
See?
That
See,
one's
now they're taking notes.
that one's epic.
Peppo G, Peppo G. See, now everyone wants to learn. Okay, cool.
Thanks,
Alright,
Lily.
keep going.
Okay, so every 5 milliseconds, this snippet of code is running, right? What does the snippet of code do? This snippet of code goes to another function called write label. Write label is what draws the label to the screen. Now, Michael, couldn't you just update the text of the label like, couldn't you just write label, I think it's iLabel? iLabel, yeah. iLabel.text. Can you just set that equal to whatever text you want in? So like fucking Peppo G. Can you just set it to that anytime? Well, you're gonna run it and you're gonna say WinForms is dog shit because you can't update GUI code from a different thread than it was created on, which is just like lots of talk for meaning it's gonna be harder. So instead of that, you gotta check if an invoke is required, and then invoke it, and then send it like a death delegate and a method invoker. It's a really just big pain in the ass way to say, okay, I want the text of the label to be X, you know, or whatever you want it to be. So I'm gonna run it again. I'll show you. So every 5 milliseconds, it's saying, okay, I want the X and Y. They can't see it. What am I? Every 5 milliseconds, it's updating that label that's flying around the screen. It's updating its location and its text property with the X and Y coordinates. If I can just look at one thing for long enough, you can probably see it updating in small amounts. So let me just end this. Boom. And creating a window. Visual Studio. Okay. And confused by what? Just fucking let me know. We know, like, this updates where that label is, you know, a little rectangle jotting around the screen, which represents my eye location when I look at the screen. That one's kind of epic. The language, this is C#. And I explained why it has to be like this. Yeah. Thank you. That's really good.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Do you want, like, what do you think? What do you want to know?
Okay, so C# is a language.
Language.
Cool.
And, like, other, like, parts of it you want to know about?
Okay. Can you like just go through it again? You know.
Okay, right. So at the start, we say, I want this window to open, right? Window fucking open.
Yeah,
That's
open.
window go burr. Window
Yeah,
good.
window
Window good.
open.
Then you start a little like a loop. Like a loop that says, a timer that says every 5 milliseconds you say, update something, right? Like update the location of something. In that loop, or on this on loop event, we'd say, okay, we have a label. We have this label up here. That's a placeholder text. We'd say, okay, I want that label to go to where his eyes are on the screen. So you set the location of that label to hit detection. No. Yeah, right. Track bar value. Wait. On loop event. Detection. Oh yeah. On loop event, we go to right label. That's so it calls it from on loop event. Just imagine this snippet being here. So it's every 5 milliseconds. It's saying, do this, right?
Yeah. Every 5 seconds.
5 milliseconds.
5 milliseconds.
Yeah.
Do this.
Do every 5 milliseconds. Do this.
Yes.
Do this.
Yes.
And what this is saying, you just ignore that. This is some stupid cross-thread C# bullshit. You're doing essentially just these 3 things to the label. You're saying, okay, I want to change the label's text, right? I'm going to set the label's text equal to this, which is just a string, interpolated string that says, okay, I want to put the X of where I'm looking on the screen and then the Y of where I'm looking on the screen, right? And that's what the label says. This is just to help me like debug stuff. And then you're saying, okay, I want the location of a label, which is why it juts around the screen, to be equal to the same, which is why it moves around the screen exactly the same. And then we just bring it to the front. So essentially, it's just these 2 lines running every 5 milliseconds, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and that's
I understand.
yeah, that's pretty reasonable. Yeah. And then the next important part. Chat, does anyone want to know what the next any questions?
I feel like everyone's like, can I call see what Cody's stream yet? And then they listen to like, I don't understand.
Okay, it's actually like hard because I already like made this, and it's really hard to look at something that's already made. Like I can't look at existing code very well. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is there a specific reason to use Sharp
Yeah.
or any other language?
Fuck, that was a big piece of meat. Yeah, the people who made the eye tracker only built it library on .NET. So you have like a free library on .NET. So I just had to go with C# and WinForms. How do I generate the images? So the images are. I can show you that. That's.
Does it stay like this?
Yeah, it stays. You sure the images are they're not generated. They are. I can show it. Oh, I don't know.
Tracker right now?
Hmm?
Oh, it works, right? You can, like,
Yeah. Let me bring my Explorer back up. Forget how to find Explorer. Maybe it's there. In my recent. Oh, yeah, I got it. Desktop. Nope, that's not it. That's still desktop. IMG. Yeah, there it is. Okay. I will switch to this. Okay, so it's actually just sitting in a folder in the debug folder. And it's just images. It's just Where Waldo images. And I've gone through them and found Waldo, right? He's right over here. And like if you put that into, I think it's Paint. Has a shitty program like Paint. Bring that over into Paint. I just use Paint, but you can see in the bottom left where the pixels get shown, wherever your cursor is. So I just mouse over Waldo. That's where he is. He's at 382, 10, 25. So we load in a random image, just any one of those images. And we process like, okay, in the title it says exactly where Waldo is. So that's where we put the button to like indicate where is this, just for debugging. And then when I actually test it on people, we're gonna take the the button out and see how fast they can find them, or they're gonna get shocked. Man, it's fucking hard to explain something that already exists.
You should put the eye tracker on and see what you're looking at on the screen. And then go look at browsers. Ooh,
That one works good.
that's cool.
Yeah, it's sick.
But that's so cool.
Yeah. Where's Waldo Gopher? So it's you can watch the little text in there. How it's true for me looking at him, false for me not looking at him. I think that's the general concept. That's a Cogler's moment. So this is an application that's like done. That's why it's really very hard to explain. It's because it's finished. It's kind of hard to get into how it works, but we still have to write I need to write a small web server that's going to sit on a Raspberry Pi and wait for a call here where this is a case where you fail to find it. So send it to a Raspberry Pi and they maybe electrocute them. I don't know. Fucking out. Maybe. Or that's actually the only thing you would send to the Pi. And that That we can do in something that is not Visual Studio C#, thank God. That is something we can do in Visual Studio Code instead, which is a lot better. And we can do it with, like, fucking Node.js, so I can start making this. Let me first. Change it over to. Okay. I would like Visual Studio. Oh. Oh no. Code.exe.
Let's get a drink. You want anything?
Drink the water. Thank you. Yeah, I might have some. Thank you. Okay. Just need to get VS Code. I guess I could do display capture, right? Nah, that's kind of cringe. Yeah, I'll get something. Don't worry about it yet. Code. Visual Studio Code. Yeah, don't seem to be able to get it. Well, you know, we'll just go over to that. Okay. Software go brr. Okay, I would like to go into my file directory, and you know, we're gonna go over to my desktop. We're gonna go over to projects, and let me just do like, I guess it's gonna be PyChair. Yeah. Sure. Open up a bash window there. We're gonna say npm net. We're gonna be doing this in Node.js, by the way. Wait, what's Visual Studio Code? Visual Studio Code is just a code editor. It's like a Notepad ++, or like an Atom, or like a Sublime Text. So set that name, and the language we're going to be using is called Node.js, and we're going to be running with a framework called Express. Yeah, fuck Notepad++. That shit's cringe. Visual Studio Code is just like, I wish I could use it for absolutely everything. I think I can use it for absolutely everything. All right, so we started it up. Let me just say, I want this to be in projects. Desktop. Project. Just go to PyChair. Index.js. It'll save us a JavaScript file. Cool. And what do you like about Visual Studio Code? It's just a very nice lightweight code editor. Like, there's a lot of customization. I don't really use a lot of the customization options, but it works very well right out of the box. Stuff like Sublime Text, you have to like kind of pay for unless you crack it. And stuff like Notepad++ look like dog shit. So we're gonna be running with this. I would like to npm i-save express. This is gonna be a really quick little web server that's going to just react to post requests when I send it. So it's like kind of instead of having everything, God, I wish I had a whiteboard. Instead of having every bit of code run in one application and like worrying about how to connect, you know, my computer to a fucking taser or something, instead we package this application in like, you know, a ball, pretend it's in a ball, and then that handles the Waldo logic, right? And some other bit of code runs somewhere else, and that handles the tase someone in the ass logic. And the only reason those two can talk to each other is through like really simple HTTP requests. So they're easily manageable, very simple stuff. It's kind of like a very jank, like, you know, microservice framework, I guess, kind of idea. Anyway, fucking God, how do you write JavaScript again? Oh shit, how do you import in JavaScript? OJS import. Oh yeah, require. Listen, you're gonna be forgetting how to do things a lot in programming, so import libraries. Hey man, I haven't this in a minute. Ah, yeah, that's what it is. Do I want to change it? Ah, fuck it, whatever. Let what do you want to call it? Express equal require. I also type very slow, so express. Okay, now we're gonna look up express examples, and by look up I mean go into my old projects and just fucking look at the express examples, because there's a lot of boilerplate stuff that I don't have memorized because there's no reason to. Definitely have it in surgery. No, I don't have it in surgery. Just kidding. No, share pie chart. Jesus. Boy. And drinking cup had it. Damn it. Docker. No. Go hand shit. Oh, nice.
I just was craving for peanut butter jelly sandwich.
Thank you, Lily.
What do you think? Don't like your porn.
Oh.
Be careful.
Are you not allowed to like share it?
Only for tier 3.
Web server? Oh, maybe. Modules, app. Yeah, here, let me take it to camera really quick. And then open that with Visual Studio Code. Ah, yeah, there it is. Nice. Require express. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. You really just like remember. You see it. Require express. You can just call it like that. Yeah. Okay. Back to. I think it's good. Back. This. Okay. So you can actually initialize it right there and call it. And instead of that, let's call this app. Since I don't think we need any libraries from Express, so we can say app dot. Let's just write like a quick GET request to see if it's working on the network. And I think all you got to do is. Was it app dot? No, I fucking forget again. Holy shit, boilerplate is hard. Move over to cam, then open this. Yeah, that's epic. Yeah, sometimes you forget how to write in a language if you haven't done it in a while. Oh, yeah, that's the path. Also, I'm not a very fast programmer, so. So this is going to handle our GET request on the base URL. Request, response, and then send those over. Bing, bang, bong. Just a quick res dot. I think it's just right? I can say res dot write. Gamers gaming. Oh no, it's res.send. Yeah, it's res.send. Alright, I got it. And let me move over to. Okay. Gamers gaming, and then you need to make it listen on a port, so it's app.listen on, I think traditionally it's like ports 3000, or just for like debug purposes, and then is it an empty callback? I think it's an empty callback. You can like, oh wait, no, you can just write, you can just fucking CLG that, yeah. You just console log it and it spits it in a console log. Server listening on 3000 or whatever. That's just like a nice little debug message. Then that is an Express app, and what you can do is you can run it. Let's see if it run. Cool. So server's listening on port 3000. Now I can bring over any just, you know, web browser, and you can go to, oh shit, fuck my porn. You can just type localhost and set the port to 3000, and then boom, it's Gamers Gaming. That's on the local network now. Boom. If you close that, what are you gonna do? The server's off. It's Gamers Gaming. So boom, that responds. Oh shh, I don't care. Please just launch it with Node, and now it's back on. We get this response. Now, you could send over some like random. I think you can send over just raw HTML in this. That's just text. So, for example, you can hit it with like a header 1 dash h1 big gamers gaming, and then we're gonna rerun you, and then listening at 3000, boom, big gamers gaming, and then probably you can throw a bunch of stuff in there. You can just send over raw HTML with that, and that's kind of just the principles upon which like every site works. You make a request to the server says it comes into here, right? When I go into the bar and type localhost on port 3000, give me that. It comes in here and it says, okay, there's a request in here. Let's send him back something. Let's look at his request. Let's send him back something. I've come to love Node.js and JavaScript in general. I know, me too. I used to like hate the idea of JavaScript, and then the idea of JavaScript on the server side, I hated it more. But it's actually so nice the way they built Node.js, and the Express framework is just so freaking easy. Anyway, you can do some quick memes. I guess we can like talk about like CSS and stuff. Hey Lily, do you want to like learn about websites? I would love it. I'll eat fucking everything.
Oh. Why is your webcam angle like? It's like a little bit more flattering, you know, when it's like a little top down. I want people to see your pretty face, you know? Look how cute you are. Look how cute he is. Hey, you a 10 out of 10.
Thanks, Lily.
I'm gonna teach you like CSS.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, it's
Did you do any like page editing when you were like doing early internet stuff?
So, I used to have the Zenga. You know what that is?
Yeah, of course.
Really?
No.
I used to have a Zenga, and then you could do like little HTML. Yes, what's the difference? They're like.
One is like lines and the other is like color.
Oh yeah, so like HTML.
I mean, in a very broad sense.
Oh.
Yeah. One's like skeleton, the other's. What'd you do?
Background music. Put the background music in, and you can change how many entries show per page. Like very like basic shit.
Yeah. I like that. I think that's how like most people get introduced with like software stuff.
I'm just scared like you're having incognito, they're gonna know like porn searches
My
and
porn?
shit.
What? Yeah, no, they don't know my phone. That shit's hidden.
Where? Is your phone?
Fuck.
Oh, your phone just died.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nah,
Oh.
it turned to sleep. Hi, HTM.
Oh, 'cause I open it with this. You open it with that.
Oh, yeah, that's weird. You can go. I'm not looking at it. Hi, HTML, go brrr. Look, brrr. Look at that. That's an actual thing. Look at that. I like that. I like that idea, chat. That's a big one. Ah.
You
Look at this.
should,
Port
make a
3000.
bird emote.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I want to. So now, BR, brr, one BR tag, actually. I would like that. That's really good. One BR tag means a line break. So it's just breaking the line like a bunch of times. Here you can see like the invisible line breaks. And I think you can probably do like some inline CSS. I think it's style tag. I don't know. I actually haven't run with CSS in a very long time. CSS tutorial. We're gonna learn together, chat, or get a refresher. Style. Is it style? I think it's CSS style tag. Style go blur. There we go. Oh, you can. Oh, it's like that's a property inside tags. There's one where style. Style equal to, and then any CSS written in here. So you can do color red. Suppose that'll work. And that'll turn the text to red. Big gamers. Gaming. That's really all you gotta say. Then, so we have a web server up and running to listen to requests. Now, I'm just gonna use this GET request as a keep alive request, just to verify that the server is alive. So instead of that, I'm gonna send back like still gaming. I'm not gonna remember that code, but it's fine. So because we are in the browser, every request you make is a GET request. And then, but we want to have a post request. They are really just semantics, the different names, but they're supposed to do different things. So a GET request is, you know, in your browser, you say, I want to get this. But what if you want to update something on the server? Like, what if there's a variable, you fucking want to, I don't know, let x equal gaming. I don't know. You want to update that. The idea is to use a post request to update things on the server. So we will be making a post request dot post instead, and then we'll do the endpoint slash I don't know, what is the name for the endpoint, chat? It's up to you. It's your fucking do it. Bing zap. Haha, brr. Wow, yeah, can't read it that fast. You know what? We're gonna do brr with 3 hours. 3 hours brr. And then let's get our callback in there, request, and response, and then put that into a nice little meme. And in here, we can put, we're gonna do some stuff first, but it's good to write back a 200 error code, or a 200, not error code, a 200 status code, just to show that the request processed properly. And instead, I'm actually gonna say, haha, brr, just for funsies. But you notice that you won't be able to call this. You'll still be able to get Oh no, it's not running, so you're not gonna get anything. You still get still gaming. But if we try to go to /BR/BRRR, you cannot get on a post request. If we change this to a get request and refresh the page, then haha, brr. But your web browser makes get requests, so bam, change back to post. Haha, brr. And like I said, we'll send back a 200 status code. And you can change what endpoints you want. So, say you wanted /bing.com or /bing.com is a different story, but say /bing. /bing. You can say that. It's nice. You can just define any endpoint you want. We're going to keep that as just the base endpoint so that we don't have to write anything extra. Oh, gotta refresh. Yeah, still gaming. And for the post request, this is where we're going to be doing all of our process electrocution. Process. Oh, fuck it, leave it. Ha, C#. This is not C#, this is Node.js. What theme am I using? I think I'm using... I want to say like... Oh, material theme. Yes. Fucking great theme. In here. So... Hey. Oh, jeez. Buddy.
I can't see anything.
Yeah, fuck. What the fuck? I think
It's a face mask. Do you like it?
Yeah, it's like a Michael Myers kind of vibe type beat.
You're so cute.
You look pretty cute in that. I like the mask.
What are you teaching now?
I'm teaching web servers.
No, that sounds so interesting.
What? Oh, Lily, are you leaving?
No, go play a game with TFT.
Motherfucker.
Unless you want to play a game with TFT with me.
I'm good. I will lose that.
You sure? You can stream it now too.
That's true. But it's gonna feel like that Valorant game where we just lost a lot. I've never been 0 in... I don't think I've ever been 0 in 13 in Valorant.
Yeah, that was pretty sad.
Yeah.
We suck.
We did a lot better in the second game.
Look at you streaming. Keep going. Keep teaching them.
Thanks, Lily. Is there anything you want to know?
Yeah. What's your favorite color?
That's a nice color.
That one?
That was like a orange. Damn, fuck. If I had to pick one on the screen, it's that one.
What's your blood type?
I don't know.
How much do you weigh?
Ooh, I don't know. Maybe like 120, 130.
120?
130. Probably
120.
130. Probably 130.
How tall are you?
Oh, like 5'3".
No, you're not 5'3". You're 5'3" and a half. You're the same as me.
Lily, we're both short. You're
5'3"
five.
and a
Lily,
half.
you're 5'3".
5'3" and a half.
Look. I know you want to feel like you're taller, but you need to come to accept
5'3" and 5'3" and a half are completely
it.
different.
Lily, our people need to come to terms with being short.
5'3" and a half.
You need to come to terms with it, okay?
Half inch means a lot.
Sure, context matters. Oh yeah, code go brr. Is there anyone who wants to know what I'm doing or have any questions? Cause fuck if I'm not just gonna keep going.
Ooh, are you gonna do anything with your bot?
I don't know what that would.
So, let me just say, when you stream, right?
Yep.
You automatically save your broadcast.
Yeah,
right?
I'm aware of
But
this.
it's saved for an X amount of time, right? Are you
Oh.
gonna do anything with your Twitch VOD?
Why would I do any? Probably not.
Probably not, right?
Probably not.
So I have a proposition for you.
Okay.
Do Do you want a channel where your Twitch VODs can live on indefinitely and safely for your fans to watch at a later time and date?
Like what kind of page?
Just like a VOD channel, you know,
Like a YouTube video?
Your entire VOD on YouTube for other people to watch.
Maybe
I think a lot of fans would appreciate that, huh?
Oh, you're really reading off the chat, huh?
No. I'm pretty sure a lot of fans would appreciate it, right? Am I right, guys? Can I get a pog?
You can see the phone.
No, people would like it because like your Twitch VODs don't save a lot, and if you save it on YouTube, people can revisit it again. And the YouTube player is a little bit, I think, better than the Twitch player.
I agree. Yeah, right? Yeah, for sure.
So, and you can save it, and get this, you can monetize it.
Fuck.
A 6-hour VOD that is monetized. Are you seeing the potential?
It'd be nice, like if I like am doing coding stuff to go back.
Yeah,
for slaps.
Just saving all your VOD.
I'll think about it.
A Michael Reeves Twitch VOD channel on YouTube.
I'll consider such a thing.
Get this. You're a busy man. You don't have time to deal with another YouTube channel. You can barely upload on your own, right?
Okay.
So like, what if? Hear me out. What if you got someone else to do it for you, and all they take is a measly little cut? What are you doing?
Do you want it to be you?
No, I'm just wondering.
Oh, okay. I was about to put the headphones on and play music really loud.
Yes, I want to be.
Fuck, that's ruthless.
Ruthless.
Fine, fuck it, for slaps. For slaps?
Let's be honest, you're not gonna do it on your own.
Oh, I won't do anything on my own, probably not, yeah. Thank God for Flair coming in and saving my entire chat. That was just like big business moves. I appreciate it. I would consider this.
I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing it for your fans.
Thank you, Lily. I know they'll appreciate that in the chat. Yeah, thank you, Flair. Fucking godsend. The chat was godless wasteland.
So, do you think like 20%?
What?
Your
Motherfucker. Fucking ruthless. Is that really how it's supposed to be? Well, that's my be why it's so quiet all the time. Alright. Anyway, anyone have any code questions about what we just went over? Perhaps syntax questions. Why I'm using this instead of this, which is more familiar to other JavaScript users. It's because of ECMAScript 6, which is actually what JavaScript is called, but it's ES6. It's a new kind of syntax where instead you can point your anonymous functions like this, where it can imply that these are the arguments. So functionally, actually, okay, we'll do a little example here. So I'll say let fucking game equal to function of like gamer. Sure. And I said let. Oh wow, using game and gamer for every name is not a good way to keep track of shit. Whatever, we'll just say function. And then let game 2 equal to, if there's no arguments, you can point it like that. Just to these are functionally the same. Ha, that's an epic funny. This is a function, this is a function, it's the same damn thing. If you want to put, here, I actually think you can do this, right? Maybe that's a different language. Functionally, this is the same as this. It's just shorthand. It's just making it a little easier to read. I like this a lot more as well. Arguments here, if you want to put X, Y kind of arguments, you need to do that. And here, it's X, Y. It's the same shit. It's the same shit. It's just a newer syntax than some people are used to. There are differences. There are. I actually don't know if there are differences. by JavaScript, it is nice. Are there actually differences? Please someone say if there are. Oh, they handle this differently. Ah. I haven't run into a situation where I've need to reference, like, referencing this has been an issue. Or if I have, I've just been, like, lucky enough to guess the solution so far. ES6 function notation. Arrow function. Arrow function. Let's read up. All right, if there's a difference, then there's a fucking difference. ES6 function versus function. Okay. Okay, well, there are big differences when it comes to this. Fuck. Arrow functions. I don't think I've used it in many contexts that are like where it's important, but it's fucking different. My function. Oh, my function. I think the main differences are how they reference this. The context, bound to the object that calls the function. Okay. So if this is bound to the context ID, bound to the object that calls a function, it can lead to some very awkward situations. Callback. This value of this refers to objects. That function correctly prints. Publish set timer. Okay. Solution. Okay. You know, that's reasonable. I don't think we're going to be using it where it's going to cause any issues. And I don't know the semantics, so I will read those later. That is a good call. Fuck, what else was I going to do? Oh yeah, we got to process the request to the chair. Any other questions about how this one's working? Yeah, I doubt any issues are ever gonna come up with using an express. Equivalent to. Oh, that's sweet. What does let do? Let is send that variable. It's similar to var. So I think it's var, let, and const. This is significantly different than these two, and I think the only difference between var and let is some level of security between var and let. I think it's best practice to use let when assigning dynamic variables. Var is global. Oh, var is global. Okay, yeah, so it's just a security thing, or a scope thing. Anyway, we need to process what the Raspberry Pi is going to do at the point it receives a post request. So the way I've done this in the past is pretty bad. There is a Node.js library to change the GPIOs on the Pi. Let me get one to actually show you guys. This is what this code is going to be running on. Boom. Oh, Raspberry Pi. It's pretty simple. It's a single board computer. It runs a distribution of Linux called Raspbian, and it makes code go brrr. It's just what does the Pi do? It's just like a small computer. It is just a small computer where you have access to these GPIO pins, which you can change the voltages of and activate certain things like relays. We're just going to be using it to activate a relay or a MOSFET or something. Anyway, there are libraries written to let you access the GPIO pins of the Pi, but the ones written in Node.js are, I don't know, I find they're like usually kind of hard to use. So my really quirky bodge workaround is to like write small GPIO subroutines in Python and then call them from Node.js. So like the person makes a request here and it says, okay, Python, go do the GPIO thing, right? And that's how I've been doing it. Rasping will die in my heart. Rip. Big brain. What is GPIO? GPIO is general purpose input output. So that's, you can send data to these pins. So by data, you mean just electricity. And you can get data from these pins as well. So you can plug wires into them and they will, well, they're general purpose. So they'll do whatever you want them to do. And the code on the screen is going to be running on the code on the Pi. Why? Okay, why the numbers 200 and 3000? Yeah, okay, those sound like very arbitrary numbers. So 200, easy, that's a status code. Whenever you get like status code 404 on a site, 404 is page not found. So if you just look up status codes, HTTP status codes. They're they're just ways for servers to tell clients what's happened. So successful responses are the ranges 200, redirects or 300. Client errors are the ones you probably see the most. So those are like 400, and server errors you probably see the second most. Well, I guess you see 200 the most, but you don't actually see it because just it takes you to where you want to go. Like 200 means, okay, it just means the request is processed successfully and you're good to go. So that's why we're sending a 200 if it works. In here, we'll have cases for maybe something fails. You send it back like a 500 status code. Okay, yeah, 200 means okay. Ha, Pygo Burr. And then 3000 is the port that the server is running on. So we're listening on localhost of port 3000. Usually you don't have to worry about ports like when you're just a client using like in a web browser, but if you're like writing the servers, then that application needs to run on a port. Pygo Burr. You have a Pi 5? Do they even have Pi 5s? Use incognito. Smart. Pi 5. Is that even out? Oh, yeah, that's right. Pi Raspberry. No, I feel like it's only up to the 4. Yeah, the Raspberry Pi 4 came out. It was very, very strong. Yeah, $35 gets you a single board computer. It's really fun to just mess around with. Would highly recommend it if you want to get into like just programming. They have really easy like built-in Python environments and examples, and it's nice. If you want to get more into like the electronic side of things, I'd recommend an Arduino instead, because it's more intuitive, the electronic side of it with Arduino. So just pick your poison. That's a Coggers moment. Are you gonna stream Python? Maybe it's like at some point when I'm like working in it. Why not both? A very good question. They are very different, so I'd recommend like if you want, start with one and then like go to the other. I think Arduino is a little easier to get started with. Quite a bit easier, actually. What Arduino? The fucking cheapest Chinese one you can find. You can like buy a name brand one for like $25, or you can get like a cheap one for $5. Good night, Dragon Knight. Scuff, do no chess stream? Fucking no, God no. That is not gonna happen. Investment in site? Nah. None. Yeah, Banggood is a very good place to get cheap Chinese electronics. I've been streaming for 6 hours. It's kind of a long time. Chess? No, I'm not gonna play chess. I'm not fucking good at chess. Maybe if someone like wants to play in the house. Where's the yellow drill? Wait, where is the yellow drill? Yellow drill. It's like kind of like room tour? Maybe when I can move my camera per slaps. Man, this was really it for the software though. Not gonna be much. Then I have to do like just like a couple of little Python memes in here, and it's ready to go. Ever worked with C? No, I actually don't know like any low-level programming. Very, very little low-level programming. Like enough to get by with Arduino, but God, getting down to like the like working with serial data, it's like I can't fucking do it. It looks like it's like, oh my god, it's 4 a.m. Well, it's 4 a.m. I think I'll probably turn off the stream soon and then go to bed. And maybe stream maybe tomorrow. Fuck it, I don't know. For slaps. I don't fucking know. Alright, we're going to when am I gonna be streaming again? When I hit the streaming button again. Oh, thank you for the subscribes. Oh fuck. Yeah, I'm gonna read those out. That sounds important. I would like to read those out actually. Yes, there were a lot of subscriptions that I could not read out because chat was going really fast. Thank you, Based Flare. We really appreciate making it not a wasteland. Hey Lily, so like if I wanted to read like subscriptions, you know, like yeah, like Streamlabs. Yeah, Streamlabs. I guess, yeah, let's talk like a little bit more while I read donations, chat. Or, subscriptions. Oh, thank you for the subscription. Steve111, Hallow18, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. LA Fish 1, Build Driven. I can't even read them well. Here. So if I wanted to find all of these and my dashboard was getting rid of them, what would I do? Is it in Streamlabs? Is it in Streamlabs? Recent events. Ah, I see. Yeah. Oh, nice. Oh, these are all now. Oh, wait. Okay. I'll read more of these. Sykkuno owes you 2 subs. Sykkuno does owe me 2 subs. I clutched a Valorant round a couple days ago and got that. While I figure out how to... Oh my god. So if I want past ones... God, I feel like such a Twitch boomer. Recent events. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, PB101. Thank you, Second Son. Thank you. Thank you, Century FZZZ. Thank you, Awesome. Thank you, Century Bus. Thank you, Caesar Killer. Thank you, Second Son of God. Thank you, Art. Fuck. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So listen, I read it maybe in 8th grade level. Like I said, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Last book I managed to read. Roderick Rules. A good book by any account. 6 seconds ago, 7 seconds ago. Okay, I cannot figure out how to read past subscriptions. I'm going to read the current subscriptions, and then I'll read the subscriptions on the next stream if I ever stream again. Thank you, Ghostwriter17. Thank you, Perkutsu. Thank you, Parsnick. Thank you, Ketchi. Thank you, Rem. Thank you guys for joining this stream. Goodbye. Did I just click stop streaming? Right? Yeah, alright. Thank you guys for coming. I'm a co. Oh, sick. Maybe someone's not on. Alright, I'm gonna go sleep. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for coming. I might fucking stream like tomorrow or another time. I haven't decided. Bye.